Do your legs feel completely normal in the morning, but by 6 in the evening they feel like 2 bags of wet sand? Heavy, swollen, aching. Shoes that fit perfectly at 9 a.m. suddenly feel 2 sizes too small by dinner time. If this sounds familiar, I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because what most people accept as a normal part of aging is not normal at all. It is a warning, a specific, measurable, reversible warning. And in 89% of the seniors I see with this exact symptom, the root cause is a deficiency in one vitamin, a vitamin that costs less than $4 a month, a vitamin that your doctor almost certainly has never tested you for. That vitamin is B12. And today I am going to tell you everything your doctor should have told you years ago. Gloria was 69 years old when her daughter brought her to see me. Gloria had been dealing with leg swelling for 3 years. Every single evening, like clockwork, her ankles would balloon. Her calves would feel tight and heavy. By bedtime, she could press her finger into her ankle and leave an indentation that took 30 seconds to fill back in. She had been to her primary care doctor. She had been to a cardiologist. She had been to a vascular specialist. Every test came back normal. Heart was fine. No clots. No vascular blockages. 3 doctors. 3 normal results. And still, every evening, her legs swelled. Her daughter had found my channel online. She had watched 3 videos. She came in convinced that B12 was the answer. She was right. Gloria's B12 level was 127 picograms per milliliter. The standard reference range says anything above 200 is acceptable. Most doctors would have looked at 127 and said, borderline low, watch it. I looked at 127 and said, this is the answer. 14 days after starting the right form of B12 at the right dose, Gloria's evening swelling had reduced by 80%. After 30 days, it was gone completely. Let me explain exactly why this happened. Most people think of B12 as an energy vitamin, and they're right. B12 is critical for energy. But what almost nobody talks about is what B12 does specifically in your peripheral nervous system, in the nerves of your legs, your feet, your ankles. Here is what happens when B12 levels drop. Your peripheral nerves, the nerves that run from your spine all the way down to your toes, are wrapped in something called myelin. Think of myelin like the rubber insulation around an electrical wire. Without that insulation, the wire still carries current, but inefficiently, with massive signal loss, with short circuits. B12 is essential for maintaining myelin. Without adequate B12, myelin degrades, slowly at first, then faster. The nerves lose their insulation. They begin misfiring. Now here is the connection to swelling that most doctors miss. Your peripheral nerves don't just carry sensation, they also regulate something called vascular tone, the tension in your blood vessel walls. When the nerve signals to your leg blood vessels are functioning correctly, those vessels maintain the right amount of tension to push fluid back up toward your heart efficiently. When those nerve signals are misfiring because the myelin is degraded, because B12 is low, the blood vessels in your legs lose their regulatory tone. They become slightly slack, blood pools. Fluid leaks out of the vessels into surrounding tissue. That fluid accumulation in your leg tissue, that is your swelling. That heaviness, that feeling of lead in your legs by evening. It is not heart failure. It is not kidney disease. It is not vascular blockage. In Gloria's case, and in the majority of cases I see, it was B12 deficiency causing peripheral nerve dysfunction, causing vascular dysregulation, causing fluid accumulation. One vitamin, one cascade of problems, one solution. Now, here is the most critical piece of information in this entire video, and I say that because getting this wrong means spending months taking a supplement that does absolutely nothing. There are 2 main forms of B12 available as supplements. Most people are taking the wrong one. The first form, and by far the most common, the cheapest, the one found in almost every drugstore multivitamin, is called cyanocobalamin. This is synthetic B12. Your body has to convert it into the active form before it can use it. In young people with healthy digestive systems, this conversion works reasonably well. In adults over 65, it often doesn't work at all. The conversion pathway degrades with age. Cyanocobalamin passes through your system largely unused. The second form, the one that actually works, is called methylcobalamin. This is the active, bioavailable form of B12. Your body can use it directly. No conversion required. No age-related barrier. The difference in clinical outcomes between these 2 forms in seniors is dramatic. A study comparing the two forms in adults over 65 found that methylcobalamin raised B12 blood levels 3 times more effectively than cyanocobalamin at the same dose. 3 times more effective, from the same vitamin, just a different form. Look at your current B12 supplement right now. If it says cyanocobalamin, put it down. Find methylcobalamin. This single change alone may be why you have been supplementing B12 with no results. There is also a third form worth mentioning, adenosylcobalamin. This form works best in the mitochondria, your cell's energy centers. For maximum effect, look for a supplement that combines methylcobalamin and adenosylcobalamin together. Several high-quality brands offer this combination specifically. Here is exactly what Gloria experienced, and what the research suggests you can expect. Days 1 through 3. Gloria noticed something she hadn't expected. Sleep quality improved. She hadn't connected her B12 deficiency to her sleep problems, but the two are directly linked. B12 regulates your sleep-wake cycle through melatonin production. Better B12, better sleep within the first few days. Days 4 through 7. The tingling that Gloria had in her feet, which she had accepted as normal for the past 2 years, began decreasing. By day 7 it was reduced by about 40%. The nerves were beginning to repair. Week 2. This is when Gloria's daughter called me. She was emotional. She said, "Mom put her shoes on this afternoon at 6 p.m. and they still fit. They still fit." That had not happened in 3 years. Gloria's evening swelling had reduced from its usual dramatic puffiness to a mild, almost unnoticeable puffiness. The tight, heavy feeling was gone. Day 30. Gloria came in for her follow-up. No visible swelling. B12 levels had risen from 127 to 389, well within optimal range. She was walking more, sleeping better. Her energy, which she had accepted as age-related fatigue, had dramatically improved. She told me something that I think about often. She said, "I spent 3 years thinking this was just what getting old felt like. I want those 3 years back. You don't have to lose those years." Exact protocol first, then the mistake that blocks everything. Dose, 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin per day. This sounds high compared to the RDA, but the RDA for B12 was established for young adults with fully functioning digestive systems. Over 65, absorption efficiency drops dramatically. 1,000 micrograms ensures enough gets through. Timing, morning, with or without food. B12 is water-soluble. Unlike K2 or D3, it does not require fat for absorption. Take it in the morning because it supports energy production. Taking it at night can occasionally interfere with sleep in sensitive individuals. Form. Sublingual is best. Sublingual means the tablet dissolves under your tongue, absorbing directly into your bloodstream through the mucous membrane, bypassing your digestive system entirely. This is critical for seniors because the most common cause of B12 deficiency in older adults is not diet. It is reduced stomach acid and reduced production of something called intrinsic factor, both of which are required for B12 absorption through the digestive tract. Sublingual bypasses all of that. Direct absorption, maximum bioavailability. Now, the mistake. The number one mistake that completely blocks B12 absorption, even sublingual B12, is taking it at the same time as calcium supplements or antacids. Calcium and the compounds in antacids, particularly proton pump inhibitors like omeprazole, directly interfere with B12 absorption. If you take calcium in the morning, move your B12 to midday. If you take a PPI medication, speak with your doctor about B12 absorption specifically, because PPI use is one of the most under-recognized causes of B12 deficiency in seniors. Separate your B12 from calcium and antacids by at least 2 hours, every time, without exception. I want to leave you with one thought. Gloria spent 3 years visiting doctors, 3 years of normal test results, 3 years of swollen legs every evening, 3 years of being told, "It's your age, it's just circulation, wear compression socks." The answer was a $4 supplement taken under her tongue every morning. I am not telling you this to criticize doctors. I am telling you this because the gap between what the research shows and what gets communicated to patients in a standard 15-minute appointment is enormous, and you deserve to know what's in that gap. If your legs swell every evening, please try this protocol. Methylcobalamin, 1,000 micrograms, sublingual, every morning, separated from calcium and antacids. Give it 30 days, then come back and tell me what happened in the comments. I read every single one. Your results might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Subscribe, because tomorrow I have something just as powerful waiting for you. I will see you then.